Moment. I am Dylan. I'm the project manager. I was also one of the primary programmers as well as concept designers for this game.
I'm Emily. I designed all of the art assets for this game as well as communicated what we wanted for the game.
I'm Eli. I'm the CEO, and I mainly worked on the boss battle, which we will see, hopefully, if Luke and Dylan get there, as well as just debugging and the use of statistics in the game.
I'm Luke. I was the lead programmer, so I worked on all the code and made sure everything was working well without too many bugs.
So we're just going to show our website for a bit first. With this game, we took inspiration from video game series such as Gradius, Darius, and Radiant Silvergun, specifically the kind of visual aesthetics that they went for, as well as their side-scrolling shoot-'em-up style and the different power-ups and general progression that all of them used. On our website, we include a little bit of information about all of the programmers that worked on this assignment, what they did, and some contact information. We also include a section with documentation of this gameplay and some concept art as well as screenshots from the game itself. And we also include a rather lengthy credits section if any of you guys have any interest in the sound effects we used.
Alright, now when you jump into the game, it hits you with a quick story explanation, so we'll let that play to start.
A massive oil pipeline has broken, spreading toxic oil throughout the world's oceans and causing immeasurable destruction of the ocean's ecosystem. Two brave adventurers, armed with their reflexes and guts, board the submarine and enter the depths of the ocean to clean oil off animals and put a stop to this destruction.
Alright, so to begin, we're going to do a brief tour through the tutorial. Then Luke and I are going to put our best skills to the test and play through this level, and we'll talk more about the game right after that. Alright. So, as you see here, we have essentially an open play version of our game which has the enemies spawning less frequently, so you can try shooting at them without worrying about your ship dying while you're learning the game. Additionally, we have these question marks here that give you little voice lines about each feature. In the interest of time though, and also while you have the benefit of live presenters here, we're going to go through these in person instead. So this is a cooperative shooter game. We have one person over here who is the captain, and one person over here who is the weapons manager. The captain's job is one, but it's very important. Move the ship around, drive around, aim at enemies, keep the ship from colliding with the oiled enemies. Now as you see, they start out black, that's because they've been covered by the oil spill. When you shoot them with your soap bullets, they become cleaned. They're happy now, they're colorful, they're not going to damage you, and you even get these cool little energy bubbles that come off of them. Over here, you have the weapons manager. This person's job is essentially managing all the systems of the ship. We have a couple different bars here that represent the different stats you have. So up here at the top you have health. If you run out of health, you've lost the game. Down here we have energy. Energy is just as important. Energy is what keeps your ship's functions running. If you run out of energy, your ship quickly loses health, and then of course you lose. While we turn this feature off in the tutorial, you do constantly lose energy simply by playing through the level. And these power-ups down here will also consume energy. You get energy back by collecting the bubbles that spawn off of enemies. Down here, we have your weapons. You have 3 different bars for weapons. You have an orange weapon, which is your kind of small rapid-fire bullets. They deal little damage, but they deal in quick succession. You have your blue large bullets, which are a lot slower, but they deal a lot more damage. And then you have purple kind of in the middle. At the bottom are the targets. That's what you use to fire the weapons. And of course, the bar shows how much charge you have left. If you run out of charge, the weapon won't fire. At the top, you have these pluses, and that determines what you're charging at the moment. Note that you can have a different one firing and charging if you want to try to set up for a later part of the level. Finally, we have these 3 power-ups here. These are essentially one-and-done effects, so you can activate whenever you want during the level. They will consume energy, and you can only use one at a time, but they are very powerful. We have this bubble, which is essentially a shield. You won't get energy off of enemies while using it, and you can't shoot, but it's a great way to stall if you need to go to a different part of the screen. You have this little shield icon, which essentially gives you extra health. It's very useful, especially because you can regenerate that health. And then we have a foam bomb. So you fire it once to shoot out this little bullet, and then fire again to instantly clean anything it touches. All right. With all that in mind, I think it's time for us to dive into a real playthrough. Now, we all saw that Luke isn't necessarily the best gamer we have in this room, but I'm confident in our ability.
No way! That's not true.
No, I kid. He's good. All right. So for the moment, we're gonna play kind of in our own thing. We're not really gonna commentate to you guys, but we'll talk afterwards about the playstyle. All right. So Luke, I'm gonna start. Yeah, I'll give you some shields. I've got your middle weapon charge. All right, you're already out. Okay. Yeah, I'm swapping. I'm gonna try. Ready? Okay. I'm gonna try to keep your large weapon safe for the boss if possible. Make sure to stay on this side for the piranhas. I think is best. I'm gonna swap you. Might be good to get some energy just for the weapon charge, honestly. Alright. Here, I might try to get a good shot. Here you go, there's some energy. Shields are back up. Sorry about that. Alright, nice. Get those. It might be time for me to give you. I think we can use this for a little bit.
Can I have some shields?
Yeah, actually, let me do that for a moment just to give us some breathing room. We have shields on the right. You're a little low on energy, but if you get those, we should be fine. Yeah, you're good. Let's get you. This is, I guess, this is fair for you. Okay, shields are back again. You're pretty well topped off here. Okay. Firing your large one now. Oh, yeah, firing large, targeting. Alright. You don't need too much energy right now. I focus, I just get that boss down. Are you good with the large charge?
Yeah, I need a large charge.
Okay. Charge that up, I guess. We're gonna run out in a moment.
Yeah, can you shoot me?
Yeah, I can finish it. Yeah, you're good on energy. You can just
We need to shoot the pipe to stop the oil spill.
That's right. Alright. I think we got this. I think we're gonna do it.
We did it! Alright. Now, once you beat a level, or when you lose the level, either way, you have a little stat page here that shows you how well you did in the level. So we have the 3 different enemies. We can see Luke was so nice to those jellyfish. He cleaned so many of them. Clams are tough, but we got a good amount. Almost 100 enemies clean. Let's give Luke a round of applause. Alright. So when you press back, you go back to this page. Just to quickly show this off, we have a credit page here as well. You can see who worked on this game. We have a link to our website if you ever want to return to that. Now I'm going to give the floor to Eli a little to talk about some more properties of our game design.
So I'm actually really proud of Luke for redeeming himself from that last performance. But yeah, so the Depths was started off as kind of taking inspiration from classic shoot 'em up games, where the whole point is to just destroy as many enemies as you can and really kind of kill them. And that's how our game started off. So originally we were just trying to destroy as many jellyfish, clams, piranhas as possible. And then as we developed the story more, we worked on our game more, this really turned into a more of a saving the jellyfish type of game. So we had the great idea to incorporate an oil spill underneath the ocean which has made all of these different sea animals really dirty, and our point was to clean them. So we really started by kind of going through just balancing out everything. Dylan did a great job working on the different kinds of power-ups and controls for the shooter over here, and obviously Emily with all of the art assets, which was every time she had another asset, it was just better than the last one. So yeah, we really, that's kind of also what the stats page incorporates. So it shows how many fish you saved, which adds to our storyline and our basic plot.
And just to say one last thing, the cleaning the enemies, part of the way we came up with this idea is because we wanted to incorporate the theme of color more into our game. Originally, when we were just killing these colorful, bright sea creatures, we didn't feel very good, partly because they were so cute, because Emily did such a good job making them. So by saving them, we could also bring color back to the ocean, and we really liked that as an idea.
And make it a more central gameplay theme as well.
Yeah.
All right. Is it time to let it loose?
Alright, I'll do it again.
All right.
You got that?
Do you need a refresher, or do you think you're ready to go?
Can we try the tutorial real quick?
Yeah,
just
sure.
so that we kind of get that
Sure.
communication going.
That would take a second.
Yeah. Practice pressing the different buttons on here.
So, is it easier for him to tell me what he wants, or is it?
That's up to you guys, really. Both work. It's up to the individual team.
You remember, you're going to be looking at the house.
What did I just do? No, fill back up. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get those energy things. Yeah, I'm just practicing. When you need it.
Oh, just like
Tap it, don't press it.
Yeah, it's a quick tap.
sorry.
It's okay.
I just gotta make sure there's a lot going on. Alright, you think we're ready?
No, but we should just do it. I say we do it.
I say we go
Alright.
for it. I think we got it. Or just play.
Because they're bubbles.
Best of luck.
Alright,
Yeah.
what kind of bullets do you want?
Let's
I'm gonna take their strategy with build up the heavy bullets.
Wait, no, but going up makes it more
I don't want to hit that shit. Do it.
They don't have to. It's an illusion. It's an illusion.
Energy. Be some energy. Yeah. No, give it.
There's some power-ups. So close. Get it. Bubbles.